Welcome back to our final Smash Bros. Direct discussion video. I'm Adam the Game Boy, and I have with me Xenoture Gaming, Septendo, Finzazune, and Slackers Gaming. Let's move on to the impressions of the actual Direct itself.
I love this Direct.
I
thought it was really good.
Disagree quite a bit. I think it was a really bad Direct to end on. Like, I think it was fine. It was fine as a Direct, but as a final Direct, I think they should have held off K. Rool. They should have had these characters in the August Direct, and then had K. Rool in this Direct, because then it would be so much more.
Well, actually, guys, I'm gonna have to backpedal on my opinion for a second because when I said it was really good, I actually watched the Direct like 2 more times since I wanted to analyze everything, and at that point, I was very happy with the Direct in general. But my first impressions, yeah, they kind of did drag on some things a bit too long. Like, I get why they tried to explain spirit modes the way they did because it can be a little confusing. So that part did drag on a bit long. At that point, I was like, "Is there no?" At that point, I was like, "There's no story mode," and I was a bit disappointed. That is until the World of Light trailer came up, of course. But what you were saying about holding out certain characters, I think the best character to end it off would have been Simon and Richter. I think that would have been amazing.
Well, in my opinion,
if they swapped the characters, they would have had K. Rool and the Castlevania characters in this one, and they would have had Incineroar, Ken, and I guess they would have had Piranha Plant in this one anyway.
well, in my opinion, this Direct, one of my reasons I love this Direct is that it had the most representation of any Smash content before that, and honestly, I hated most of the things that happened before World of Light, but then the only thing that makes it on par with every other Direct is World of Light and Piranha Plant. Once you throw those 2 things into the mix at the very end, I'm basically looking at it, and and it basically puts it all on par with the previous Directs, because it makes them just as impactful as all the other ones, or even more so. I mean, Twitter is still out at a war right now. I mean, you cannot say that it turned the entire community inward on itself just by existing. But it was so amazing that I didn't even notice it was at war until somebody told me so.
I just think that the characters they picked for this one,
oh yeah, the characters were completely garbage.
They were not the right characters, because you have one of the more boring Echo Fighters, and then you have, isn't Incineroar like one of the least popular?
Actually,
Pokemon
he's most popular in Japan, from what I remember.
He's actually just a starter Pokemon. So I mean,
and then you have Piranha Plant, which is just a generic enemy. It's not super hype inducing. It's not like I think it would have been okay in August, and I think they could have just had it. It would have gone over a lot better, and then in this Direct, they could have just had like K. Rool, the Castlevania characters, and everybody would have been excited, and there would be far less complaining and groveling about missing characters.
Honestly, I thought the trailer where it had Ken and Incineroar in the ring, that trailer was pretty hype for me personally, so I actually enjoyed it.
Well, I have to argue with Piranha Plant, because you can't. I mean, it's been like maybe a week. I mean, after Simon, after a few characters, the hype kind of died down after a week. After these characters were introduced, it kept going for a lot, but like for the most part, it died down. This Piranha Plant, it just keeps going, and nobody knows why. It's just a plant, but like it's the first grunt that we've seen, and it's like the most out of left field character.
Yeah. Pretty much everybody's still talking about it.
It's because it looks so fun to play.
Mm-hmm.
Like it looks like a really good character.
It's a plant.
The fact that it's a generic enemy kind of brings it down.
It's the only plant. It's the only character in Smash that can produce photosynthesis.
Just like how Incineroar is the only pro wrestler character.
But can he photosynthesize?
Well, he has fire powers, so maybe.
He's solar powered.
Oh, and of course, Ken. He's probably one of the most interesting Echo fighters because he's very different from Ryu in a lot of ways here.
Yeah, kind of going back to what you were saying, Adam. I kind of agreed with your point. I wish they would have flip flopped the characters that were revealed. They should have done the August characters for the November reveal. I mean, just in terms of kind of like that last final push for marketing and hype behind the game. Like, did you really want to kind of go out with just Ken and Incineroar? I mean, Ken was been speculated for months now, and to me, I expected him to be in the game. So once I finally seen him, as cool as his trailer was, and I really did like it, I just kind of went, meh. Oh well, I knew this was going to happen, but to kind of end with a character such as maybe King K. Rool or that Simon Belmont, that would have been so much better. Just in my opinion.
But what about Ridley? Imagine if this direct ended on Ridley.
Oh yeah, Ridley or K. Rool, one of those big characters that the community has wanted for the past 3-4 games or whatever it might be.
Yeah,
being on something like that would have been so much better. I'm not to say not knocking any of the characters that were shown, but I think
yeah, this is an amazing roster of characters.
Oh yeah,
I think if they announced Simon Belmont and Richter around this time, since Halloween just ended the day after, the direct was the day after Halloween, I think it would have been perfect.
Okay,
I don't think so because the thing is, season 2 of the Castlevania anime show on Netflix came out on what was it, October 26th, somewhere close to Halloween. And of course, since leaks were rampant at the time, I'm sure somebody would have gotten a hold of there being a leak for Simon Belmont. So that probably would have gained a whole lot of traction, and then we would all be convinced, okay, Simon Belmont is in, all the signs point to Simon Belmont, and then the trailer would happen, and we wouldn't have been as surprised as we were back then.
Well, we got a leak before the direct of Simon Belmont. They accidentally leaked the music for Castlevania.
Oh yeah, that is true, but we didn't know anything about there being a stage or Richter or any other stuff.
Well, here's how I foresee it being the perfect thing, the perfect lineup. In place of Ridley, they replaced it with King K. Rool. And then they did Ken and Incineroar in place of Simon and Belmont. And then at the end of that direct, they then introduced Ridley. And then at the beginning of this most recent direct, they then finally reveal Simon and Richter.
And Piranha Plans.
Yeah, and Piranha Plant. That's probably would have been the better way of doing it, because I say King K. Rool has to come first in any situation, because if you look at Ken and Incineroar's trailer, it shows after Incineroar. If you look behind Incineroar, you see King K. Rool, Villager, and I think a third person, I forget who it was, but basically you see those three. So in order for that trailer to come in at all, you have to have
Bowser Jr. Bowser Jr. was back there.
Basically, you have to have Ken. You basically have to have King K. Rool be revealed first before you can show that trailer.
Well, they could have just not had him in that trailer.
Well, true, but I mean, I'm trying to think logically.
Well, I mean, you also have to take into account the way the Japanese fan base is, because of course this game is being made in Japan, so a lot of popular Japanese characters are, of course, getting priority, along with what we want here in America, like with Ridley and Dark Samus, characters that are popular here in the States. But I'm thinking as far as the character order goes, maybe it was more centered around what the Japanese player wants instead of what us American players and other players in the world want. So it could be a Japanese thing, maybe.
Japan is calling when Ridley was revealed, Japan was calling him Captain America because he.
Yes. And also, I've seen a few videos of some live reactions from Japanese fans and of course us American fans, we got when we see an assist trophy like say Shovel Knight, we're like they did him dirty, or oh so sad, deconfirmed, rest in peace. Meanwhile, the Japanese players, they're roaring, they're saying yes, and they're excited. Different mentality right there.
Yeah, the Direct also showed the changes to the online mode.
Oh yeah, online is definitely going to be a lot better.
Does anybody have any opinions on that? It's not going to really apply to me because I don't have the online service right now.
I mean, for me, I think it doesn't at least need a for glory mode. I mean, I'm sure it doesn't need for fun anymore, but I mean, for glory, like just for those who specifically want to fight with that specific way. I mean,
I think that's what the elite mode is for.
I mean, the way it's set up now is all fine, but I mean, just for people that want no items and just for tournament-like things, I think that should be an option. But I mean, I really don't. In my opinion, I don't want to go and set up my own rules. That's just going to be annoying to me. But I mean, I understand it, and I probably will set up my own rules. But I mean,
yeah, I think you can save them. And
yeah,
then
I
just,
know, but I mean, it would be kind of annoying having to do that because it just seems like a lot of work.
I see. I think it's a very vast improvement over Smash 4 in general because, of course, like Sakurai says, there's no need for fun and for glory anymore since it's a bit more, how should I say this, diverse in the way it's being handled. Not to mention there's an actual matchmaking system this time around, and of course the whole prioritizing players with shorter distances and all that. But I could definitely see this becoming a way of this is definitely going to be what makes people want to get Nintendo Online pretty much, because all eyes are on Smash right now, and people are going to be like, oh, maybe the service isn't so bad. Okay, I'll get Nintendo Online and enjoy playing with other Smash players around the world. You know, something like that.
It probably won't have that effect on me. But I have my niece, so I can just play Smash Brothers with her.
I wish I could say the same about my most recent nephew or whatever it is. But yeah, he was just born, so.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
He's probably not going to put up a good fight for a while.
If he does, he might be in trouble.
Well, you know, you could have him play Street Fighter V, the story mode. You could have him play that.
I don't think he even knows how to use a controller.
No. I don't think you understand what I'm saying. The story mode in Street Fighter V is so easy that a baby could actually play. Like, I'm serious. There's like this video out where this baby is just randomly pressing buttons and he actually wins story mode.
I've never seen any footage for Street Fighter V. I've never really been into like street fighting games.
I wonder if it's so bad that they
Well, you're gonna get a taste of that in Ryu's classic mode, since that's another thing I really like about the single player content. Everything seems to be revolved around imagination and childlike wonder and all that, because classic mode is tailored to every single character. Like for Ryu,
I actually like that.
For Ryu, it's pretty much kind of like Street Fighter, where you actually are playing a legitimate fighting game, since it's all the matches are automatically in stamina mode, and just like in the original games, you fight Ken as your first opponent, and then Chun-Li, who in Smash Brothers is done with Zero Suit Samus, since she has blue and she does kicks and stuff like that, and so on. So it's so. I think they're doing a really good job of there being a tight focus on a lot of this imagination in the single player content. So in a sense, I can see why they would cut out things like target practice or was it a trophy rush for obvious reasons, and other things like that, because they bog down the game experience and they don't exactly revolve around that imagination factor, you know? So in a way, this is a better package than what we would have had if we had those modes to begin with, since he probably would have a hard time implementing that with the imagination factor. So I don't know. I mean, I'm not a game developer, so knowing Sakurai, he could have done something with that, but I can see why he would. I can see why he got rid of that stuff.
Well, I guess let's move on to DLC speculation. And there's a few things that I've thought of about the DLC, which
I actually heard something about DLC not too long ago, so I'll let you go first.
Each of the 5 packs will come with a character, a stage, and music. So I think certain characters are a lot less likely because of that. Because franchises that already have stages, like Paper Mario, Zelda, Pokemon, Kirby, even Donkey Kong, unfortunately, they all have a ton of stages. I can't really think of like anything really great that they could come up with for a new stage that would.
Well, they could bring back
Pokefloats.
Something
else. Well, I think it's going to be an all new stage.
Yeah, like maybe like a redesigned Pokefloats 2 or, Pokefloats.
Or maybe something completely brand new to represent the 8th generation of Pokemon.
Right, yes. Yep.
Well, yeah, for Pokemon, but like Mario, Zelda, those... You have so many stages that cover, like, everything.
Yeah, Rip Skull Kid, he's never coming back as a playable fighter.
Don't remind me.
I
Okay.
think it's a lot more likely that we're going to see a lot of third parties or unrepresented franchises.
Okay, here's who I'm gonna guess.
Well, it's okay. So, I hear that back then during the whole Gridge Link debacle, one of my friends on Twitter, I won't say his name because I don't want people harassing him anymore. He dealt with a lot of that already, but he said that thanks to Bandai Namco working so well with Nintendo on Smash Brothers, that they would most likely be the ones to get a third party rep. Like I think he said Lloyd from Tales of Symphonia, or someone else from the repertoire of games, or what's his name? Heihachi from Tekken, since he doesn't have a Mii costume this time around.
So basically, here's what I'm gonna say. My speculation is we're gonna get a custom Robo rep. We're gonna get Gino, Banjo-Kazooie. We're gonna get what was it?
I'm sorry, I chuckled. I was like, "Oh, custom Robo." I knew you were gonna say that.
What was it? There was another one. Anyways, there's gonna be the etc. character. Yeah, the other one that I was thinking of was the retro rep. We're gonna get the retro rep, and then we're gonna get one unknown character that might be Mr. Rossetti. I haven't seen him. He's seen his assist trophy, so you don't know yet.
Actually, an interesting thing about the retro rep, I've seen a few people say that Piranha Plant was a retro rep because if you think about it, a lot of characters that were like the what the heck kind of character, a lot of them were retro reps, like Ice Climbers back then. People didn't know who they were, or Ness in a way from the original, and so on and so forth.
Piranha Plant is he if all of those were the WTF characters, Piranha Plant is the capital WTF character.
Yes,
with three exclamation points.
But the thing with Piranha Plant, though, he still appears in like every Mario game. I mean,
and he's been in the background of just about every Smash Bros. Game.
Right? Yeah. So I don't view him as a retro rep at all. Definitely WTF character for sure, but retro characters, that's entirely different.
That's stretching it.
I can
Yeah.
see people. I can see where people are.
Well, since we're talking about retro reps, I will say one thing. Like, back when the Grinch League came out, I was all for Mark Ryder getting in, and I also saw back then that I also saw information about back then his Mark Ryder's gender was never identified. So I was like, oh, cool, we might be able to get in there female fighter. That sounds amazing. And of course, it never happened. But I don't think Mark Ryder has a chance anymore, since we all know about Mark Ryder at this point. And I mean, it would be cool if that would have happened, since Sakurai has to be doing something with that robot figure. It has to be something. It can't just be for an assist trophy. That sounds like way too much work for something so little. So
At this point, I think he just gave it to someone as a gift.
It may have been for Inkling, or maybe the custom Robo Me outfit.
well, didn't they say that he was using that as a reference for something? I do think he would have bought it for somebody, but I mean, we all knew that he was using it for something as a reference tool, so that's still yet to be seen.
You don't think it was Inkling or possibly the custom Robo Me outfit?
Well, how long ago did he post that? I mean, it's been...
That was back in June, if I recall.
Yeah, it was like late June or early July.
Like, I can understand it to a degree, but I mean, right now, that's kind of old news. But I mean, if it's used, but like, we haven't even gotten a single robot in Smash yet, so I mean... Like,
well, technically you're wrong since Mega Man is a robot, but I see what you're saying.
I mean like any new ones.
Yeah.
So I mean, he has nothing really to use that thing for.
Well, he was using the gun. He said that he bought it to use the gun to model a gun.
Yeah, it was the weapon, not the character itself.
Oh yeah. I remember that being strong evidence used for a Geno back then.
I think that Isaac is probably out of the DLC because he's an assist trophy. But I think Felix may have a chance. And I think Felix might actually make more sense, given that he had more playtime.
I tried looking for other Golden Sun reps in my Spirits video, and Matthew is the only one that's in there. So, yeah, Felix all the way, I guess.
I think the fan base actually likes Felix a lot more than Isaac.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think Felix is way more popular.
Okay, I haven't played Golden Sun, to be honest with you, but I've heard a lot of great things about it, so I don't know who most of the characters are, to be honest, so...
Well, Felix is Isaac's brother-in-law, and initially his rival.
Well, I mean, the three main characters that I know that have been rated for Golden Sun have been Isaac, Felix, and Matthew. And basically, Isaac and Matthew are basically interchangeable because Matthew's just Isaac's son. So, I mean, I don't understand why people can't like migrate to Matthew if Isaac gets disconfirmed.
Well, I think a lot of people are too attached to the Isaac name in general at this point, so that might be why. I'm
rooting for Matthew. I just want to see Golden Sun Bright Dawn, and a sequel to that cliffhanger that I never got to see.
I do too, but I think Matthew is the least known and least popular protagonist. I think that's why
he's the only protagonist I know. I only played
in the Smash Bros. Direct. He was seen as a spirit, so that might be their way of saying he's not getting in. The debate for spirits is weird at this point. There's two different ideals going on at the same time. Like, you have the side that says if he or she is a spirit, they're not going to become a playable character. Then you got the other side that says spirits don't deconfirm characters, and it's just one side versus the other. And at this point, no one's right, since this is just an argument that's just been going on for too long. So.
Well, I mean, we do have a Samus spirit.
Well, here's what I'm going to say. When we had trophies, did trophies disconfirm characters? No. A trophy was just a bio and a 3D model. They didn't disconfirm it. Spirits are taking the place of trophies, so their inclusion will not sway either way. It shouldn't have to have any sway either way on if they were going to be in Smash or not. It just means that they're going to get elevated playable status. It's just like how they would have been as a trophy.
Yeah, because Mewtwo and Lucas, they had their trophies and they became characters. In a Smash 4, a Smash 4.
Okay. I see your point.
Do any of you have anything else to add about DLC speculation?
I had this idea. So I'm thinking, since Konami is sort of going through a bit of a redemption arc in a sense, well, of course there's the whole PT thing, but I'm not going to get into that here. what if we saw another Konami rep? Like I know that would be 3 more characters. That would make it 3 characters. So that might be too much, but I'm thinking maybe what other popular Konami
Big Boss.
series is there?
Bomberman.
Yeah, well, Bomberman's an assist trophy, so
Yeah, unfortunately, but he's like the biggest Konami
what else?
property.
I haven't played a whole lot of Konami games, and I should. I need to play Metal Gear Solid, but that's not the point of this video. What other popular Konami games are there?
Silent Hill.
I know there's others. Oh yes, Silent Hill. What if there was a Silent Hill rep here? That would be that would just come out of left field, and if from what there's no horror game rep in Smash Brothers. Well, other than Luigi, but even then, it's not true horror, you know.
We got that girl from Fatal Frame as an assist trophy.
Well, true, but I'm talking about a playable character, pretty much.
Well, we also have the Castlevania characters.
That's true. Or I was thinking maybe Leon, since
That's
he...
Capcom.
Oh right, Capcom. But anyway, I do think we are going to get another third-party rep from either of these big companies, whether it's Konami, Bandai Namco, Capcom, maybe who else is a part of this? Sega,
Square.
Square Enix. Well, most likely get a character from all of these companies that I just listed here. So we'll see what happens.
I got one. Goku. No, I'm joking.
Oh my god, no.
Only if it's Nintendo's Goku.
You mean the
Which
one? You mean
I
the
want
one,
now. What did you say?
You talking about the one from the Dragon Ball game? From
Oh,
the SNES?
I just got a good one, guys. What if we, guys? What if, well, Nintendo is very different, a very different company from back then. But what if we had a Mortal Kombat rep in Smash Brothers?
Well, it did start on Nintendo, so
What if we had the slime from Rocket Slime?
What?
Dragon Quest Heroes Rocket Slime?
Oh, right. I was thinking of something else. I don't know. Yeah, I mean they are very recognizable.
well, we also have a possible Minecraft rep.
Oh yeah, the what could be the Microsoft rep?
What if instead of Steve, we got a creeper?
That'd be interesting.
No, like literally every move just blow up.
Oh, I'm sorry, but that has to be an assist trophy. That's
I know, but like it just be like a joke character that they would.
oh.
Like,
Okay,
like,
I admit that would be hilarious, but I don't think no way it's not happening.
like, I think they would just assign, like if it was just a joke character, they just assign it like a random, like they just assign it its own little thing, and it's just a little joke. Like they put it on April Fool's Day, and then it's a free update, and then they just turn it into an assist trophy.
Oh, I see. Oh, that would be so mean.
It would be.
Yeah, much like how they deconfirmed Isaac and Shell, it would be that level of mean.
Yeah.
What if instead of Minecraft, we got Banjo?
Yeah, I would like Banjo.
Yeah, a lot of people have been saying that.
Why not both?
Why Minecraft to start with, besides that it's popular? They might as well just put in a Fortnite character.
You know what would be? Yeah, I was gonna say that would probably be the joke character if Fortnite was in Smash Brothers.
Halo.
I'd rather have Halo. I'd rather have like Master Chief and Banjo than have Steve, to be honest.
Well,
Agreed.
I have a feeling that, well, with the since I'm playing Minecraft right now, they're actually added the Halo resource pack to the Switch. So I have a
Oh
feeling,
yeah, and isn't Banjo there too?
I think it's no, I didn't see that, but it's somewhere.
What do you guys think of Yoshi's Final Smash?
I love the reference.
Oh, I love it.
It's a Melee reference.
I know, I love it.
It's more like a melee
I'm surprised. No one has done Ash Greninja yet. Like you got all the characters that you can play around with, and everybody's using just about everybody in tournaments except Greninja. No one has captured Ash Greninja yet.
Back in Smash 4, I forgot Greninja was ever there. I don't him.
Well, he has a brand new Final Smash now that got confirmed when he got his entry in the Smash Bros. Blog, where he turns into Ash Greninja.
Yeah, but I mean, I still don't like him. I'm probably gonna forget he's there after I get his spirit. It sounded dark.
I mean, I did not like. I'm gonna make a confession here. I loved Snake back in Brawl, but I absolutely hated playing him back then. He was just way too slow and clunky for me. But since he's here in Ultimate, I'm like, yes, maybe he's finally good now. So a lot of these old characters, they're gonna be much different from Brawl, Melee, what have you. So we're definitely going to see a lot of interesting matchups here.
I actually feel the same way about Snake, because I used to think I was totally awful at him, but then I started playing with some friends, and then next thing you know, I was like, we were on even playing field, and next thing you know, I play a Snake, and then next thing you know, everybody's getting terminated, and I'm like, yeah, I'm bad at Snake. I made it very clear, and like I even said I was Snake. I had no clue how I was that good at playing Snake, but I still think I'm awful at Snake. But somehow, I apparently my Snake is so bad that it's better than everyone else.
Oh wow!
Okay, I've got a few DLC characters.
Okay, let's hear them.
Since we can now get generic characters like Piranha Plant, I think that we could get Naughty and Metar.
Bugsy Beetle.
Wait, who are these two? I'm trying to remember.
Naughty from Donkey Kong Country and Metar from Mega Man.
Oh,
Metars are the little helmet guys.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love
Yes.
those things, but I mean, if it crouches down, it's invincible.
Yeah, I actually would like to see that. I was being sarcastic, but I would like to see Metar.
I now I want to as well.
Bugsy Beetle from Kirby.
Well, actually,
Yeah.
I'm thinking we could probably get one of the animal buddies from the Donkey Kong Country series, like that dude who
Espresso.
we could probably get the rhino or maybe the ostrich or the
Guys.
swordfish or who's that other guy? That spider guy with that wears the tennis shoes.
Squitter.
Okay, so
Yes,
we have plants and animals in Smash.
But no minerals.
So well, now all we need to complete it is Protista. So let's get the viruses from Dr. Mario.
Oh boy.
I'd be down with that. Does anybody else have anything to add? Not necessarily DLC, but just in general.
Just future characters in general.
Just like anything else to add in general, not necessarily DLC or characters.
Let's see. Just anything in general. Let's see. Well, I already said that they could have had a Wikipedia of games that all the characters come from. That would have been interesting to see. Let's see what else. I know I had something on the tip of my tongue for a second. Oh wait, they already have Squad Strike up. We haven't heard anything about that mode in a long time.
Yeah, that needs to be the new competitive standard.
Oh yeah, and of course, watching a Final Smash Beater tournaments has been pretty interesting. I do think that we will see a new subset of tournaments. Like, of course, you got the traditional tournaments where it's all stocks, no items, and you got your Fox memes and your Final Destination memes and what have you. But I think but I think there is potential in there being tournaments where you can use Final Smashes with the Final Smash meter. I do think that does have potential.
Yeah, especially with them being not quite as powerful as using them when you get the Smash Ball.
Yeah, and also this may sound crazy, but I think we can also have items be viable in those Final Smash Meter tournaments too. Like, if say in a future update they in Final Smash Meter battles they pretty much nerfed them, kind of like what they did with nerfing the Smashes and the Final Smashes in general. So something like that, where I don't know, say the beam sword doesn't extend as far, or it doesn't have as much knockback.
What if instead of not using items and they allowed them, but the catch is that you have to, it plays by online rules. So basically you have to so in tournaments you have to play, it's randomly chosen, you or your opponent's rules. And basically, you know how basically people that play in tournaments are playing only a small portion of the game itself. Basically, this is a test people on if they can actually play the game and how they can react based on new circumstances that the game presents themselves in. And I think that makes a true Smash player if you can play in any mode possible.
Yeah, but if you're going a competitive route, you're not going to have it up to random chance in your tournament.
Yeah, I know, but
I don't want to get to the champion.
At the very least, there's Battlefield and Omega forums, so you could play on any stage.
Yeah, I know you don't want it for chance, but I mean, in the end...
I agree with your sentiment, though, that if you're a good player, you're going to be able to come out on top 9 times out of 10.
Yeah, you'll be able to adapt pretty much.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to get at.
Anybody else have anything?
Craig, do you want to say anything?
So, where can people find each of you?
You can find me on YouTube at Septemdo. You can also find me on Twitter at Septemdo.
You can find me on YouTube where I will be posting Smash Brothers videos to, kind of keep the hype going for Ultimate. I got a trophy series going, and I'll be covering other stuff in the series along with other games. So you can follow my content on there on YouTube. I go by the same name, Finzuzane, and I also go by that name on Twitter as well. So that's where you can find me.
Yeah, mine as well. I mean, same thing as them. You can find me on YouTube under, Slackers Gaming. Practically, I post at least one Smash video a day. I got this series going on right now for it's kind of like a Smash ballot kind of tournament where people just come and vote for characters they like to see as a DLC character, and I just kind of keeping the hype and the fun alive up until the game kind of releases.
You can find me at Xenotra Gaming on YouTube, and I've recently been trying to get some content out. I have plans to actually do some not long-term series types of games, but more like mini games that make maybe a few minutes of content where I don't have to record as long, because I tend to record for 2 hours on end and I don't know what to cut out when I'm editing. So I end up with about a few hours of footage that I cut randomly, so it's easier to chop portions. So yeah, find me at Xenotra Gaming.
Alright, it was nice having all of you on here.
Wait, before you guys go, I got one question to ask you all. Are you planning on purchasing the bundle, or are you just going to get the game by itself?
Just the game by itself.
I have it pre-ordered by itself.
Okay. I might get the preload myself, because I heard that for us people living in Central Time, we'll be able to play the game by 11 p.m. on December 6th. So who knows? We might be able to play an hour early for us preload people. So we'll see what happens.
We'll have fun.
Did you say us real people?
What? No, I said us people who have the game preloaded on our Switch. That's what I meant to say. Oh my god.
Yeah, us people in Eastern time are real too. That one's sensitive.
Yeah, okay, I gotta leave that in now.
Oh no, people are gonna. Oh boy, this.